Hello, hello. I am Ruby Burrito, and welcome to today's video. I know that this is pretty much the same background footage that I've had. This is what I've largely been doing. I do play some World, and I do play some PvP here and there, but largely when I have the time to play, this is what I've been doing. I've been just killing Awaken, trying to get my volatile magic. I have over 950,000 if I include everything that's in my bank, because I do have stuff in my bank, the Living World Season 4 currencies that I need to consume. But, so, what I wanted to talk about today is Living World Season 5? I don't know if that's like officially what it's going to be called when it comes out, because I think a lot of people consider the Icebrood Saga Living World Season 5. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to call it Living World Season 5. And this is going to be what I'm hoping to see from ArenaNet, from the studio, over the course of the next Living World season. So first, I'd like to note, the time that I'm making this video, it's the start of December of 2022, and the expansion, End of Dragons, came out in February. Hey, buddy. I'm going to have to ask you to move. I'll give you some pets after. Okay. Sorry. The End of Dragons expansion came out in February, which means we are now, 9 months, 10 months, give or take, since the last expansion. When they were going from Heart of Thorns to Path of Fire, it was a 2-year time frame. And Living World Season 4 was also a 2-year long time frame. So what I'm hoping for is that they take their time and they don't restrict themselves to the 2-year time frame. They said that work on the next expansion has already started, which is good, as long as they continue to give it the time that it needs. Because what I don't want to see is them have to go back to pushing out stuff in a rushed manner. I don't think they have done that this year. I think that everything that's come out with the Living World Season 1 stuff has been really good. I think that it was more than I was expecting. It was better than I was expecting. And it's now, originally I wasn't expecting Living World Season 1 to ever come back. So that's a good thing. So that all aside, I really hope that more than anything, we get a couple new maps, which they've confirmed, so that's good. We get at least one. And then we got a whole bunch of new currencies with End of Dragons, and they largely are used to create the Gen 3 legendaries, which is great. Unless you don't want to craft legendaries. If that doesn't interest you, if you don't like any of the skins, it kind of leaves you with wanting more, you know? So what I'd like to see is not necessarily another set of legendaries, not anything that crazy, but maybe some craftable sets, something unique, minis, mount skins, craftable mount skins. Like, there's so many different ideas that they could come up with for these currencies and implement them over the next couple years, because what we're looking at right now is a couple years until the next box expansion, which is good. I know a lot of people get really excited, and I get excited myself, for expansions, but it's better that they have the time to make it a good product rather than us getting content after content. Because they can do things, they can do the festivals, they can give us small updates that don't require as much personnel, and then we have a better game at the end of it. Guild Wars doesn't have the benefit that games like World of Warcraft has, where they have monthly income from their players. So those are the two main things that I want to see, is a continuation of new maps. And I know that can be difficult for them to implement, but they've already confirmed that at least one of them is coming, because there is still story to tell in the areas that we have. But again, as with the currencies, the maps were very much geared towards telling specifically the End of Dragon's story. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're fun maps. There's a lot of exploration you can do. They added a whole bunch of achievements and other exploratory things to them. I mean, of course I'm going to blank on what they're called, but the little mini jumping puzzles, not jumping puzzles, but where you have to do the small puzzle. You either have to interact with a rock and then you get the chest. It's going to bother me if I don't go and find the achievement that I'm looking for. It'll be easier to find it here. Little foxes in the big city. So it's the Shrine Guardians. Shrine Guardians is a really cool addition to the game. And that's something that's not story related. So I'm hoping that they continue with that, and they can start feeling confident that whatever they do add to the game, they don't need to keep adding new systems necessarily, because it's a lot stronger of a system when every new map has the same kind of stuff. So like for example, they added the bounties to the Living World Season 4 maps, all of them, after they had the bounties for the Path of Fire maps. And if I go to my map, you can see there's the bounty board is right here. But none of the Icebrood Saga ones have that because it didn't fit, and then you don't have that again for the End of Dragons maps. So I think bounties were a cool addition, but it's now feels a little inconsistent because it's specifically Path of Fire boxed concept. So for me, I'm not super excited about having something for only a couple years and then only experiencing it on those maps if it's a really good concept. And like with the Shrine Guardians, that's something that I think is really good because it's repeatable. It's not incredibly difficult like some of the jumping puzzles that they added back in Living World Season 3. A lot of people hated those, and they steered away from them just a little bit after that because of just how difficult they ended up making them. It's a really cool thing, but it wasn't for everybody. So finding their new identity with this new development cast is going to be really important, because if you have been a Guild Wars fan for a while, you remember the layoffs a couple of years ago, and now the dev teams are completely different than they used to be. And so finding this dev team's identity is going to be important, and it'll help with their interactions with the community as well. So I know those... I guess I'm going to summarize because a lot of that felt a little disjointed. So, new maps, at least a couple. They don't need to do all of them. Bureau Marches was great because it was half a map and then half a map. That's a beautiful way to do it, where they don't have to overload themselves. So, new maps, at least a couple. Something to do with the new End of Dragon currencies, something that makes them more involved than just the Gen 3 legendaries, and then something to identify the personality and the future of this development team. New, either a continuation of some of the changes that they added for End of Dragons, or something new specifically for the next Living World season, because that will help make it feel unique, and it'll help people appreciate, especially new players. I'm looking at you guys. I want you guys to feel like you're experiencing things for the first time along with all the veterans, because that's, if you don't feel like anything's new and you don't feel like you're getting you don't feel like you're getting a similar experience, that might be harder. So if you guys have anything that you want to see in the Living World seasons, feel free to let me know. Drop a comment down below. Maybe we can talk about it when I start streaming. That'll probably be post Christmas. That was extremely strange. I don't know what the heck happened there. But otherwise, if you like the content, please give a like, and if you're feeling up to it, subscribe, and hopefully I can keep making some good videos for you guys. Thank you guys for joining, and we will see you in the next one.